So, you may wonder what this guy's gimmick is. I hate him already. Greetings interwebs and grandchildren, this is Jackit, and welcome to another edition of Let's Play Golden Sun, The Lost Age. Last time in our adventures, we made it to the depths of the Sea of Time Islet Cave, and in this episode, I believe we will be taking on the boss of said area. First of all, I want to give you a quick tour of my Djinns. Garrett and Sir Dice-a-lot Djinns are on set, because I need someone to revive, and having defend will be good to start off the battle. Everyone else, I'm going to use their Djinns for summoning. You'll see why I want to do strong attacks like summons so early on when we get into the battle. I'm not even worried about classes right now. With that, let's confront this guy. I am the Guardian of Wind. If you would claim my power, you must prove your worth. So, this is the Sentinel. He's certainly not a pushover, but I still don't find him too difficult, especially compared to the Star Magician. He does have some annoying tactics though. For one, at the end of every turn he'll recover 200 HP, not a synergy move or anything. Plus he gets to attack 3 times a turn. I didn't realize this until the end, but synergy is actually pretty useless against this guy. I tried to use synergy once, and he completely negated it. I don't remember that from the boss, but it happens and I'll point it out when it does. So synergy won't be helping you out too much from an offensive standpoint for this fight. So as you can guess, I want him to take damage, and I want him to take that damage fast. The quicker I can do damage to him, the less time he'll have to recover it. I think you know where this is going. Well, if you haven't already guessed, allow me to explain. It starts with an S, it ends with a rush, and is disaster for all who oppose it. It is the good old summon rush. Furthermore, since I don't have to worry about my summons being used against me, I can put all the Djinns on standby that I want and just spam them. First, I want to get up Flash with Garrett just to assure that I won't be taking drastic amount of damage. Because again, a big flaw in summon rushing is the fact that you leave yourself very vulnerable due to the lack of defenses of not having a high class. By the way, we're gonna get to show off summons today! Because I think someone over at Jackit K Productions has committed the horrible Golden Sun sin of not fully showing the animation for one of the summons as they were introduced. Because the summons are amazing in this game and deserve the glory of being showed off completely, at least once. Back when this game came out, this was like a high point of portable graphics. The critics I at least read about acclaimed this game to push the Game Boy Advance graphics farther than any other game. While the game may not live up to those PlayStation Portables, Vitas, or even Nintendo 3DS, I still like the graphical look of this game. It just fits the theme of the game, like a classic mythological story. It's hard to describe, but I really think the look of this game fits it. And it still looks really good by today's standards. Especially if you consider this is like a console that was released 2 to 3 generations ago by the time I'm making this video. Alright, I got really off tangent, but I've described the biggest features of the boss right in the beginning. The fact that he'll heal 200 HP at the end of each of his turns. So if you're not dealing at least 200 HP every turn, you're wasting your time. Or at least if you're not stocking up for a huge powerful summon. Which is why I decided to have my Djinn set for summoning right off the bat. When you recover that much health every turn just from doing nothing, you're begging to be summon rushed. So I have no pity towards summon rushing this guy. Speaking of summons, oh hi Eclipse, I haven't seen you in forever and a half. That was pretty beautiful. Well, besides the attack that he's just about to use to be pretty devastating, Jenna! Yeah, I think that has the side effect of lowering defense, and if I had more Djinns, to raise her class, that probably wouldn't have happened. But it still happened, therefore it's still a disaster. I guess that's the biggest problem I had with this fight. The fact that I was so focused on summon rushing kinda leaves me a bit vulnerable to attacks. Besides that one attack, his arrangement of abilities is mostly just Side Energy. I mean, pretty devastating Side Energy, but still nothing we haven't seen before. The one thing that may make him special is that on top of recovering health, he does recover Side Energy points as well, so don't count on him using up his Side Energy. He'll keep using Side Energy the whole fight, so you might as well get used to it. I can't promise how well it'll work, but you could try sealing away his Side Energy, cause that's the majority of his attacks. I do not know if you can actually do that. As you'll see in a second, I try with the ring, and it doesn't exactly work. Maybe a seal Side Energy would work though. I haven't tested, and honestly, you don't really need to worry about it. Yeah, look at that luck. I use it once and it breaks. Frickin' fabulous. Okay, that's a little bit annoying too. I don't think I realized it, but you could probably use Break Side Energy yourself to get rid of his own stats boost. And speaking of Break, there it is, him using it against you. So the usual strategy of just keeping on boosting your resistance may not work as well for this fight because he'll just keep taking away your boosts. What you can do, and might be an interesting strategy, is keep boosting your stats anyways. That way he ends up wasting one of his turns, just putting your stats back to normal. Cause this guy does attack 3 times a turn, and that can be a bit annoying. You would think that much attacking can be devastating, and to be fair, if he didn't attack 3 times per turn, he probably wouldn't have KO'd my party members as much. But as you can see, I have it all under control because I always have a way to revive people if they go down. I haven't even touched my water lives. And furthermore, I don't need to use them the entire fight. So I'm just perfectly content just using summons on him over and over. I don't think I'm even paying attention to what he's weak and what he's resisting. Just summon away at him, and that's going to do a lot of damage no matter what summon type you use. If you're using a powerful summon, it'll definitely do at least over 200 damage. I suppose a fun fact to bring up about the Sentinel. He claims to be the Guardian of Wind, but his strongest element and resistance is of the water. He does not have any water Side Energy. He only has wind and fire. And granted, according to Golden Sun Realm, his fire-based power is stronger than his wind. Yeah, he claims to be the Guardian of Wind. Again, he resists water, but claims to be the Guardian of the Wind. I question this every time I hear him call himself the Guardian of Wind, and I check my sources. But he's strongest and resists water the best. It's a little bit annoying, but I'm probably overthinking it. And since I have nothing better to talk about, I've been noticing playing through hard mode is not so bad. I remember this game being fairly difficult as a kid, so I thought playing on hard mode was going to be really hard. I thought I was going to be struggling on more bosses than I do. I swore I was going to be struggling against the optional bosses more than I have. I mean, the Star Magician definitely put up a challenge like I expected him to, but the other two that I normally consider easy I thought would be more of a fight. Granted, he's not a pushover. As you can see, he keeps taking out Jenna and a bunch of my other party members. But again, that's a lot of that is because I have to sacrifice some defense in order to have the Djinns constantly summon against him. Then again, I was a kid back then, and Golden Sun was pretty much my first quote-unquote true RPG. Before Golden Sun, the only RPG I really played was Pokemon, and I don't really consider Pokemon a traditional JRPG. The whole element of catching and collecting I don't really see in other JRPGs, and if you do see them in JRPGs, they're considered Pokemon clones, not JRPGs. Oh, and by JRPGs, I mean like Japanese RPG games. For some reason, Japanese and Western RPGs are two separate categories in the gaming community. I suppose Golden Sun being my first non-Pokemon RPG has some sort of significance to why it's important to me as a series, though I like to contribute its importance to me more towards how much of an influence it's been. I'm gonna interrupt that for a second to point out that's what I meant by the Sentinel pretty much disintegrating your psi energy. I attacked him with Serpent Fume, and it did absolutely nothing, so it's like I think he's immune to psi energy. It's completely useless to use psi energy against him in this fight. More so reason to summon rush him. Now with that out of the way, back on topic. Like I'll probably say in the Q&A video, a lot of my inspiration for the characters I do and the universe they live in have come from Golden Sun, and in turn the characters inspired me to start Let's Playing the way I did. So in an indirect sense, I guess Golden Sun helped contribute to me making Let's Plays. To go back on the topic of the boss, I'm not too disappointed. There's still some challenging fights coming up ahead. One in particular that I've never actually beat, and won't be beaten in the main Let's Play. It'll be a bonus episode, probably quite a while after I complete Golden Sun. Because like I said before, this LP has been going on for a while. It'll be nice to move on to something else, but it is something I plan to attend to someday. Both for you the viewers and for myself. Because if you play Golden Sun, any game besides the first, you know what boss I'm talking about. And I have beaten his Dark Dawn equivalent, but I've never actually beaten his Lost Age equivalent. And that was on normal. So I'm definitely gonna need a lot of levels after I beat the Let's Play before standing a chance. Let's just say that much. And then there's the inevitable final boss that the majority of RPGs have. Yeah, I get the feeling that boss fight will definitely make up for the lackluster excitement that these fights have had. Especially if I recall the moves that it can do. Yeah, that fight's gonna be a lot more exciting than this one. But we are on this fight, so I might as well address this fight. Hopefully there's not much more to this fight, because I think I covered everything there really is to talk about this fight. Oh my gosh, except for the obvious of him looking like a suit of armor. More confusion of why he's the Guardian of the Wind. Don't be upset at me, good sir, I am just pointing out the obvious here. No need to let out your anger and kill Jenna, because no one lives after harming Jenna. I think the last boss made this awarely obvious. People who harm Jenna die. Then again, killing any of my party members except Sir Dice-A-Lot is an easy way to get on my oh my gosh I'm gonna kill you now list. For Golden Sun bosses at least. So there's my excuse for not pulling up the Jenna fanboy counter. Totally because I'm not being lazy. It's because you're asking for death no matter who you kill. There might be a little more anger if Jenna is the victim. But if you're gonna die either way, it doesn't really matter how you die or how drastically you die. Oh wait, that's what different degrees of murder are for. You know, for something I've been trying to keep G, I talk about dying and killing a lot. I mean, that is what you're doing to a lot of these. Speaking of dying and killing, guess who's dead? Or maybe just gone to the Guardian Sacrum. Because, like we established before, I have no idea what happens to Guardians after I defeat them, and I frankly could care less. I could just assume that they're dead. Kids, please don't murder. It's all a joke. We all know it's a bad thing to kill. I mean, just look at Felix's party. They don't enjoy being killed. Neither should you. Anyways, now we can get what is probably the coolest sounding summon of the game. It's Catastrophe. Catastrophe. You know that's going to be a disaster for anyone who's the victim of it. It requires 5 Jupiter Djinns and 3 Mars Djinns. It's totally worth it, because like the summons we've seen before from optional bosses, it's the most powerful summon of that element you'll be able to get a hold of. Again, let's not forget to use the summon the next time we come across a battle, shall we? But with that, this dungeon is done. After I revive my party members because they're in pretty bad shape, we can finally leave this place and get back to the Mars Lighthouse. In the next episode, of course. Although I do want to make note, I have realized that I've forgotten the Djinn, and I will be taking care of that in the next episode before going to the Mars Lighthouse. So you know what to look forward to next time. We'll be getting all but the last Djinn of the game, and on top of that, we'll be progressing further into the Mars Lighthouse. So I hope that's worth looking forward to, and until next time, I'll see y'all later. So Felix, turtle away! Turtle. It may not be the same graphical powerhouse as those Nintendo PlayStation portables. I gotta make a blooper just for that one.